Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. My name is Steve Murray, president here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. Joining us shortly will be Dave Pimper. Dave is the coach with Lazarus Coaching. He also is a regular producer of business himself at the top levels and both securities and insurance license. He's going to spend some time today talking about some of those important claiming decisions that your clients will have to make, the claiming options that they should consider. As Dave often says, if you know the answers to these questions, it will get you 60 to 70% through most client questions that may come up regarding Social Security. It's by no means an antidote to the many, many questions, but we'll also offer some opportunity to get yourself fully trained up if you so choose, and we'll show you some of the opportunities to grow your business and to better help your clients using Social Security claiming as a kind of an entry point. So should be a good webinar today. It's about a 40 slider. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in. We'll get them answered along the way. There'll be a couple of polls that will pop up. If you would, just answer those for me as quickly as you can. You're not making any commitments when you answer those, but we can get moved on quicker if we get good and quick participation in those. So let's go ahead and get started here this morning. Let me begin by saying thank you for joining us on today's webinar. We have a lot of webinars here, as you know, at IAMS. The ones we do with Dave tend to be more sales and marketing and less probably to the extreme, less product based. We don't talk much about products at all. We talk about sales and marketing ways to grow your business. So thank you for joining us here today. I wanted to make sure that many of you, and I'm just looking at our list today, and this does tend to draw a lot of our more experienced and a lot of our regular producers, which is great. But there are some of you on here that have not yet made the decision to join AMS or joined us very recently based on the names that I see here. And so I just want to make sure that you're aware of those. I'm not going to go through those one by one. You can look at them on the screen as easy as I can walk you through them. Just know as you're looking through there that there are opportunities for incentives, there's opportunities for cash, there's opportunities for which I kind of tend towards as donations to ways to help grow your business even further. And some of them pertain specifically to Social Security claiming. What I'll say in general about those is that it's kind of like a marketing reimbursement for you on steroids during your first 180 days of being appointed with IAMS. If there's something that you're doing or something that you want to try that's not listed here, we'll certainly have interest in meeting you halfway on that as well. So keep in mind that if you've got something else that you think might be better suited to what you're doing or where you're at, we're certainly willing to meet you there. A couple of programs we have, and these have been marketing reimbursements, been around for a very long time. One of our most popular and regularly used opportunities. It's very simple. You do business, money goes in your marketing reimbursement account, you spend money in your marketing, you send us receipts, and we split the cost with you 50-50. So it kind of doubles your marketing power, if you will. And the RPM program is one that's been around for about 14, 15 years now, and they are the biggest checks that we send out on a quarterly basis. So again, a very, very simple program. If you recommend someone to IAMS and they get appointed with us, we're going to send you out a check for 50 if they get appointed. Once they start doing business, then we pay you a bonus based on the business that they do, and that's what we send out checks to the producers on a quarterly basis. They get to be quite large. If you've referred a producer or two to us, you know that. And believe me, nothing comes out of their pocket when you do that. They have available every program, every incentive, every benefit that you have available. So nothing comes out of their pocket, but we do pay you a bonus, and we take that out of our advertising budget actually, which is a great place for it to come from. And that's how we pay the bonus to our producers. Favorite checks to send out. I know it says a lot about your level of confidence and comfort with what we do for you when you refer someone else. We appreciate that a great deal. If you're not doing e-apps, most of you are now, but for those of you that are not yet doing e-apps, the key is that I want to walk you through here, a couple things that are important. Number one, on our website now, there's a way you can sign on to our website and get access to all of our carriers that do e-apps through our portal. So you don't have to go from website to website when you're doing business with Silac or Athene or Equitrust. You don't have to go to their website to get their e-app. You can simply come to our website, and there's some advantages to that besides the simplicity of coming to one website as opposed to going to a number of them. One advantage is that let's say you're doing an application with Equitrust and with Athene on the same client. You can take that information and move it back and forth between those applications. So you don't have to fill them out twice. You can basically do do a cut and paste, and the information that is common to both of them will get cut and pasted over. It really makes it nice and save you a lot of time. If you haven't done e-apps yet, what you don't know is that carriers really prioritize e-apps. They like them. They know that an e-app is less likely to be an issue. There's less likely to be old paperwork. There's less likely to be blank spots on the application. So it's a real benefit to them to get e-apps, and so they handle those first. And so a lot of times what we see is if we get an e-app in the morning, by the afternoon it's already gotten into the system and going right to suitability. Whereas if it's not an e-app, it's a paper app, it gets in, and sometimes it's a day, 2, 3 before it gets out of new business where they've keyed into their system, done everything they need to do, and gets over suitability for review. So keep that in mind. You can save yourself a lot of time and some hassle when you do an e-app. We want to make it really easy for you. If you haven't gotten the single sign-on on our website, just call your sales director. It really is about a 2.5-minute process on our website to get you registered and get you approved. So take advantage of that if you're not. We'd love to have you do e-apps. It's good for everybody. Make sure you have the right paperwork. Make sure you have it completely filled out. We've got an advertising team, your advertising team here. They've got a lot of stuff already set up when they can get it done with your logo on it really easy, and we do that no charge. If there's some things that you need that are actual where there might be some cost involved, we're going to do that at cost. We'll do what we can pro bono. And if you want to use marketing reimbursement to pay for something, you can. Let's say you want to set up a website. Well, we're going to do that. We've got a lot of that stuff to set up to make it very easy. Remember, this advertising firm works only with producers in the financial services business. So the team that we have over there knows your business very well. They know what's worked for other producers. They've got pieces already developed that can make your life easier. They've got website systems set up that really can make sure that you're getting seen in your area, and they can help you build your image. So if you haven't taken advantage of that yet, call your sales director and ask them to walk you through a little bit what they can do for you, and see what you're not doing that you could do to help you grow your business. We have been working with the folks at Thomas Gold who developed Retirement Analyzer for about 12, 14 years. And it's every year it becomes more and more used and popular. And you can see on the screen kind of what the reports look like when they come out of the system. And by looking at that, you can understand how that could be a valuable thing for your client. I know those are little pictures, but you can get the idea of some of the things that they can show. And if you look at the bullet points there below, you can see a lot of the things that you can help your client get figured out using a product like the Retirement Analyzer. What the screen doesn't show you is that there's a cost to that, and that for our producers, we take care of that cost on a monthly basis. And beyond that, there's some great expandability. It's got a CRM that you can take advantage of. It's got an emailing opportunity. It's got some ways that you can automatically bring in values from all of your clients' other accounts, which is really cool. So there's a lot of things you can do with the Retirement Analyzer. And if you're producing with us on a regular basis, we're going to take care of that expense. So that'll save you $70 to $80 a month. And it'll get you something that you can use with your A, B, and C clients to kind of draw them in a little bit closer to you. If you have interest in taking a look at that, even if you haven't produced with us and you want to have a look at it, maybe run something on yourself to see if it might be beneficial, give Marcus a call at 800-255-5055. Tell him that you were on the webinar today and you'd like to take a look at the Retirement Analyzer. He'll send you a link. It is cloud-based. So he can send you a link and you can tool around with it. Do one on yourself, do it on one of your A clients that you already have a lot of the information on your spare time. Just see how it looks and see if you can see how it might be beneficial either with that client or another client. It does take you out of the realm of a one transaction and puts you more in the realm of multiple transactions. It's going to help people. There's a risk tolerance questionnaire that is very beneficial. You can see where they are on track towards retirement. That includes things like their investments and insurance. Whatever parts of the business that you concentrate on yourself, you can work with them on that, and it's going to make you a much more larger solution to your top level clients. So I would encourage you to try that. And again, if you're doing business times, we take care of that expense. So if you have interest, give Marcus a call. That's 800-255-5055. Many of you are aware of the recent changes that have gone on with the Department of Labor, and some of you may not be. So the Department of Labor is going to slowly but surely, they're going to require more in terms of your standard of care with your client and demonstration of that standard of care. And some of that is going to be be things like the retirement analyzer, where you've shown that, hey, I've done a complete plan for the client, and I know this and I know that, and I've done my best at every step to make sure that we have their interests at heart. And some of that's going to be having a full scale, the full realm of financial services and products available to them. Many of you are already have a Series 65. Some of you have thought about it. Many of you have considered whether you might want to get into that business. What I would say is that if you're at that point where potentially you are considering that, I hope that you would consider looking at IAMS Wealth Management. We have an RIA. It's about 4 years old now, ever growing, and it's been organic growth. We've grown that from the bottom up with our producers, primarily from the insurance side. Now, have we taken on other folks that weren't with us on the insurance side since then? Sure, because they have gained a reputation for high service and very competitive fees and very high payouts. One of the things that sets them apart on the fee basis is that what they give to you. So you get a website, you get a database, a CRM, you get your E&O paid, and you get a full level of service at every step of the way. And they're very high touch from a service standpoint. Their payouts are just a little bit over 1% to the advisor, and that's not then subject to another grid. So it's 100% of that. So if your current RI says, hey, you get 1% payout, and by the way, you get 90, 80, or 70% of that, then I think you will find IAMS Wealth to be an appealing thing to look at. If you're not happy with their service, I think you'll want to at least give them a look and see if that might difference in the service and attention to your business might make a difference in that part of your business. If you're in the insurance business now and you need some assistance with getting set up and getting the test taken, getting that process done, that's most of the producers that we worked with, we brought through that process. So we're very good at that, helping you through the process of getting the testing done and getting that Series 65 in place, and then converting with your clients the narrative of how you speak with them about the services that you offer. That's a very important step, and they can help you with that. So if you have interest, and I know I mentioned earlier when I introduced the webinar, the polls would come up. So I did launch a poll. Appreciate your quick answer to this, and do not be at all concerned about throwing down a no. If you're already happy with your current RIA, if maybe that's not something that you want to bring into your business, you're referring that to somebody else and you don't want to change that, put no. If you're if maybe you're really happy with the payouts of your current RIA, go ahead and put no on that. If those things are not true and you want to have a quick conversation, there's 4 or 5 people over there. You've got Charles, of course, Duncan, Mike, Joan, that would be glad to spend 5 to 10 minutes with you on the phone, walk through what they do, how they do it, answer any questions that you might have. And if nothing else, it might give you a good background as to what they do as compared to your current RIA, or what they can do to help you if you decide at some point that you want to get into that business. So I think it could be a valuable conversation. But again, don't be afraid to put no. And look at that. A lot of people, we're not afraid to put no. That's great. We've got many of you, most of you are still interested in a conversation, which is great. Few of you have not answered yet. I'm going to go ahead and move on. If it's an issue with your system and you're unable to answer that poll, simply give us a call here at the office. Ask your sales director to take a minute and set up a call for you. That number is 800-255-5055. And just ask for any of your sales directors on the life or the annuity side. Let's see if I close that poll out. There we go. Hopefully it closed out this time. In fact, I better have a look at that. Oh, it did. Okay. So many of you are aware of our top producer summits. You've been on one or many of our summits in the past. Primarily, it's an opportunity for you to get some relaxation time with your guest and spend some time around other people that do what you do, and frankly, a little bit of a movable feast. We have a great time, and we enjoy ourselves. We go to great places and see great things. Our next top producer summit is probably going to be at the very top of that. We're going to start in near Rome. It's Civitavecchia, Italy. It's the port of Rome, and we're going to roll down past Sorrento, Messina, Corfu, which is in Greece, Kotor. I think we had to change Dubrovnik towards the middle of last year. I think that's a different port, but that Croatia is by all accounts some of the more beautiful stops on the cruise. So we'll stop in a couple different Croatian towns, and then we're going to end up in Venice, Italy. Everybody that joins us is going to be put up on the concierge level. And what that means is you'll have 24/7 access to beverages. You have somebody to shine your shoes and press your clothes. Beyond that, you'll have first rights to get on the ship and get off the ship. And probably one of the best things about it is you're going to have a balcony, because going down the coast on one side and then going back up the coast on the other side of Italy, you're going to be have something to look at. Coastlines on both sides see them most of the time. So imagine yourself and your guests waking up on the balcony having breakfast with the beautiful Italian coast going by. We'd love to have you join us for that trip. We're looking forward to it. We're going to set sail in late August of 22, and we'll be coming back Labor Day weekend of 2022, assuming that you don't extend to spend more time in Venice or come in a little bit early to spend a little bit of extra time in and around Rome. So we'd love to have you join us on that. Plan on it. It takes 4.5 million to qualify. We still got till the end of June to qualify. Almost everyone that has joined us here today has already got points. So I gave you all a little introduction of Dave. What I didn't mention to you, he's been in the business since about 82. He's done a little over 550 public seminars in front of consumers. So we've got a good seminar background. It's a lot of seminars, maybe as many as anybody that I know of that's done. He's got good experience in radio. He'll talk about that a little bit. And for the last 8 or 9, 10 years now, I'm terrible with time, he has done a lot of business with clientele and helped a lot of his clients regarding Social Security claiming. Been a very, very important part of his business, has gotten in front of many new clients, has helped him work with many clients, has got him many, many referrals. And so for the last 4 or 5 years, probably longer than that, 6 or 7 years, we have been offering Dave's expertise in Social Security claiming and his methodology of getting in front of more clientele via Social Security claiming on the seminar. It's been one of our most popular webinars that we do, and Social Security claiming seminars and Retirement Boss Radio have been some of our more beneficial to our agent group. So, Dave, did you join us yet?
Absolutely.
There he is. I know I blabbered on there long. I apologize for that. I
Fine.
apologize to everybody. I got whatever we can do to help you regarding any of the things that I'm says, that's great. But I want to go ahead now and turn the webinar over to Dave Pimper. Dave, I went a little bit through your background. I think I hit on the high points of that. So I think we can get right into the webinar. Thanks for joining us.
Right. You bet, Stephen. Just to let you know, everybody, this is going to be about a half an hour webinar. We're specifically, talking about Social Security. In fact, kind of ironic, Steve, I have an appointment in Omaha, which I have to drive into for the 11:30 appointment, and it's actually a second appointment from a Social Security workshop that I had about a month ago. So I will be done here at quarter till the hour, and I can answer some quick questions, but Steve, I'll let you take it, kind of from there. But I'm glad everybody's on. We got a full house with us today, so I'm glad everybody's on with us. My name is Dave Pimper. I'm a producer, like yourself. I started in 1981, so I've been doing this for 40 plus years. I've been coaching for over 30 years, like 33 years, and I've known Social Security in my 41 years, 11 of the years I've known Social Security, and it really has changed my business of just understanding the ins and outs of Social Security claiming. We're here to coach you up. We're here to teach you. We're here to train you. And there's a 3 different ways we could do that through IAMS, the FMO, who I've been coaching with for 15 years. If you have any questions at all, type them on in. I'll be more than happy to answer those for you. So I think this is just kind of interesting information. This is from CNBC. Sarah O'Brien is a journalist, and she wrote this. I took this word for word. It said, most retirees get little advisor help on Social Security. And then it reads, a majority of older Americans get no professional advice about a key part of retirement planning, which is Social Security. Now, listen to this closely. Even if they work with a financial advisor, a recent study concluded. Okay? So what happens is, even if they work with an advisor from Merrill Lynch or Edward Jones or Northwestern Mutual or MetLife, they probably don't know Social Security. Only 1 in 20 advisors could do this webinar today. 1 in 20. It's about 1 in 100 that really understand Social Security, and 1 in 300 that can get this next kind of quiz correct. A Social Security test, only 1 in 300 seniors today. That's why if you really learn Social Security claiming and you really understand it, you've got a leg up on so many other people in our financial business that are doing financial sales. So we're going to take a test. Let's all take this test. It's about a 3 or 4 minute test, and here we go. To maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim benefits? To maximize your monthly Social Security checks, at what age must you claim benefits? Okay, write down the answer on this one. You know what the answer is? The answer is not full retirement age, but for a single person, it is the age of 70. May not be for survivor or divorce survivor or divorced, but it is for a single person. Question 2. What's the earliest age you can receive survivor benefits if you're not disabled? What's the earliest age you can receive survivor's benefits if you're not disabled? One of the interesting things about Social Security claiming is there's individual benefits, there's survivor benefits, there's just all those different kind of benefits that there are. So what happens is you've got to know those benefits, and that's what we do in coaching. We really go through the 5 benefits, so the type of benefits that people can receive or couples can receive, so you know that answer. Okay. So what is the answer on this? The answer is 60. 60. That's when you can go in and receive the earliest benefits on a survivor benefit. How about number 3? Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? Yes or no? Does your spouse need to receive benefits for you to qualify for spousal benefits? The answer is they do. Question 4. Can divorced spouses receive a spousal benefit? Can divorced spouses receive a spousal benefit? Yay or nay? Here we go. It's yes. But if 4 stipulations are met, I need you to have 2 of the 4 stipulations. I need you to know 2 of the 4 stipulations. What are they? What are 2 of the 4? What has to happen for a divorced spouse to receive a spousal benefit? And here we go. We'll kind of give you the answers of what all 4 are, okay? So first of all, the marriage had to last at least 10 years or longer continuously. Secondly, you're currently unmarried, not the ex, but you are. Ex is at least 62. Divorce was 2 years ago or longer. If you got 2 of those, I'm going to give it to you, but that's the 4 of those to be able to receive spousal benefits if you're divorced. Question 5. Are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you're divorced? Are you eligible for survivor's benefits if you are divorced? Yay or nay? Answer is yes. And you need to know those stipulations. Remember those? Marriage lasted 10 years or longer for yourself continuously. You're currently unmarried. Your ex is 62, and the divorce was at least 2 years ago or longer. How'd you do on that? Yeah, here's what happens is most people didn't get all 5 right. Only 1 in 300 Americans, 1 in 20 advisors are going to get all 5 of those right. I did, but I teach it. I coach it. And I coach you. And remember, this doesn't happen very often with the FMO, Field Marketing Organization business, or IMO. But IAMS, Insurance Agency Marketing Service, Steve Murray, co-owner of IAMS, what happens is that we want you to learn Social Security. We know more business is going to go through. That's how an FMO makes money, by business coming through. By knowing Social Security, it unlocks a lot of change for yourself. Okay? And you can do it 3 different ways. You can do it through seminars, $2,750. Yeah, that's going to get you a guaranteed 35 people to sign up. I just did a Social Security seminar. I spent $2,750. I actually got 43 people to sign up. I got between 2 nights of that seminar. Yeah, I got 14 appointments. I got 4 appointments this afternoon starting. Well, 3 of them are one is a Retirement Boss Radio, 2 are Social Security, and one is came from a Social Security webinar seminar. Yeah, 14 set appointments. We coach you up in Social Security. If you need Social Security coaching, we coach you up. You can use me at any time that you want to. Also, Retirement Boss Radio. I got 4 set appointments from an hour show this weekend on radio in Omaha. 4. I'll tell you something. And we coach you up at Social Security there too, because about a third of all the questions that come in are Social Security related. I'm telling you what, Social Security sets you apart from other advisors. Or if you don't want any kind of coaching, as far as lead generation, meaning seminars, Retirement Boss Radio show host, then we just a la carte seminar for 4 sessions. You pay $800. So there's 3 different ways you can go in and learn Social Security claiming. Look at this from Janet Herron a couple years ago. In USA Today, it says doing this one thing with your Social Security could mean losing $100,000 in retirement. How much does claiming Social Security at the wrong time cost you? A bunch. Bullet point 2. Retirees will lose an average of $111,000 in income per household over their lifetime. Why? Because they took Social Security benefits at the wrong time. Bullet point 3 overall. Get a load of this. Only 4% of retirees took Social Security at the financially optimal age. Well, when people come on in, they don't always take it the financially optimal age when they should, but it's a heck of a lot better than when they were going to take it. There's 567 options of when to take with the married spousal benefit. Can you believe that? How can they know to do that on their own? How can we know to do that without software? If you go in and you sign up for one of the 3 coachings, you get automatic free software for 3 months. Social Security software for 3 months. If you want to purchase the rental after that, it's about $30 a month. Yeah, a little bit of history on Social Security. Started, 86, 87 years ago, 1935 by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The Social Security Act was signed in August 14th. First check in 1940. 65 was the only age you could take Social Security claiming. That was the only age you could take Social Security. Today, anytime between 62 and 70. So in 61, under JFK, John F. Kennedy, it was reduced. You could take as early as 62 at a reduction. And then a little bit after that, you could wait longer and take it where it was increasing. Automatic cost of living has been around for a long time, since 1975. First taxation was in 83. Second bigger taxation was in 93. Not all people are taxed. About half of Americans are not taxed on Social Security. About half are. The ones we work with usually have money, because they're the ones that are interested about maximizing. So almost most of our people, probably 75-80%, pay taxes on Social Security. Bipartisan Budget Act 215 implemented in 2016. Phased out file and suspend over 6 months. Phased out restrict application over 8 years. We still have not quite 2 years left on that. Was the last biggest change in Social Security for regulation and rules. How important is Social Security? It's darn important. 59% of retirees count their Social Security as their major source of income, more than pensions and more than 401ks. That's important. So if you just wanted the simplistic and have one slide of how does Social Security claiming work, there's 3 ages or dates that are important. The first age you can take is age 62. The latest you can take is 70. If you wait longer than that, you don't get any bigger benefit. And there's something in the middle called full retirement age. That's when you get your full benefit, somewhere between 66 and 67 of when you were born. If you take earlier than full retirement age, the good point is you get the benefit now. Bad is it's reduced for the rest of your life. If you wait longer than full retirement age, the good thing is it's a bigger benefit. When you take it, you don't get it now. Nothing coming in now. That's how Social Security 101 works. Can it have a huge value? Yes, if you claim at your right time. Not the right time, but claiming at your right time. That's so important. It's claiming upon when you claim. Now, I will say something real quick. So many people you'll hear out there that Social Security is going bankrupt. Well, they're talking about the trust fund, which hasn't been touched since 1983, last time, and it was in trouble in '83. That's when taxation started. Yeah. So what happens is there's 2.8 trillion right now. We've ran an increase, a surplus for many years since 1983, 84 actually. But I think in 2021 it'll come out here in a few months. But we probably will run a deficit. It will be a deficit because of all the people that got laid off, got furloughed, just quit their job. So lots of people were claiming Social Security claiming. I think we'll run a deficit of 30, 40 billion. And then it'll start snowballing. And then this trust fund will run out of money in about 2034. That's what the trustees say from Social Security Administration. Well, if it runs out of money, that's where they say it's gone bankrupt. Well, the trust fund's gone bankrupt. Social Security hasn't because it's a pay-as-you-go system. It does. That's where the 6.2% payroll tax and the 6.2% of your employer payroll tax, that pays, that 12.4%, half paid by you, half paid by your employer. That's what pays for Social Security, at least 90% of it, or nearly 90% of it. The other is in interest on the bonds or IOUs from the government, and then taxation. That's why if there is no change, yeah, there'd be a deduction of anywhere from 20 to 25% of a reduction on your benefit. Will that happen? No. Social Security is going to go in and change it before that. And they'll do it either by taxation or raising the age level. And they'll probably do something of both to firm it up. So here's some facts about Social Security. Is it a pay-as-you-go system? Yes, it is. It's funded by payroll taxes. Those payroll taxes buy a little less than $1 trillion worth of government bonds, special issue government bonds. The government borrows against those bonds. It borrows against those bonds almost instantly to pay down debt in the general budget on other things, pay down wartime debt, pay down pandemic debt. I mean, $1 trillion is a lot of money. And then they issue IOUs, and that's why sometimes people call it a Ponzi scheme, because what hard asset backs Social Security? Nothing. But what hard asset backs the currency in your pocket? Does gold? No. Silver? No. Bonds? No. Nothing. Both are guaranteed by the full faith and credit of the U.S. government. So I'll tell you right now, unless cash gets in trouble, I'm not concerned one bit about Social Security getting in trouble. You need 40 quarters of coverage. So if you work $1,510, if you earn $1,510 in 2022, you're going to go in and have enough to get one quarter. 4 quarters is the most you can make in a year. So if you make $6,040 or more, you just earned your 4 quarters. You need 40 of those. You need 10 years of those. If you have 10 years of those, you get a benefit. The more you make, the bigger the benefit. Now, above $147,000, you don't pay into Social Security. Above $147,000, you don't pay into Social Security. So you're limited. You're maxed. Right now, a full retirement benefit at full retirement age, it's give or take around $33,000, or excuse me, $3,300 a month. $3,300. That's maxing it. Most people don't. And they take your 35 highest years. So it's when you take. If you take early, it's discounted. If you wait later, it's bigger. At what age you're going to start it. That's important. Remember, we had a 5.9% cost of living for 2022. Highest cost of living raise in almost 40 years. Pretty wild. If you have any questions, just type them in, and we'd be more than happy to answer those. So, if you're born from 1943 to 1954, your full retirement age is 66. I was born in 1955. My full retirement age is 66 years and 2 months. Someone who's born in 56, 66 4 months. 57, 666. It goes 2 months all the way up to 1960 year later. you're born 1960 or later, 67 is the full retirement age. A baby born today, what's the full retirement age for Social Security of that baby? 67. That's the most. Okay? Now, if you're applying for your benefits before full retirement age, they're going to be discounted. You get the money now, but they're discounted. Depending on when you're born, they're good. If you start at 62, they're discounted anywhere between 25 and 30%. So if you have $1,000 benefit, you're going to get somewhere between 700 and 750 bucks, and that's for the rest of your life. So there's a pretty big hit if you take early. If you wait later, there's a pretty big increase, a guaranteed 8% by the government each year after full retirement age. That's how much it grows. Well, think about 5.9% this year. If you take 8%, say myself, I'm letting mine grow to the age of 70. So this year, my benefit is growing 8%. Plus, I'm getting nearly 6%, 5.96. That's 14%. Just let you know, if you have a $3,000 benefit, that's an extra $300 a month for the rest of your life you're going to be getting between delayed retirement credits of the guaranteed 8% and the COLA this year of 5.9. That's wild to let your money grow like that, guaranteed by the government. I'm a big believer that there's five claiming options when it comes to Social Security. There's the individual, there's the spousal, divorced spouse, surviving spouse, and restricted application, which not many people can use anymore, but I still go through it because there is a couple years left on it. So let's talk about just the spousal benefit. Dave's benefit, PIA stands for primary insurance amount. That's the amount at full retirement age. So no discounting of taking early on this hypothetical illustration. Dave's benefit is $2,400 from Social Security. Amy's PIA primary insurance amount is $1,000. Dave takes his $2,400. Amy takes $1,000. Dave does not have an option of what he gets. He gets $2,400. Amy does get an option. She either gets all of her $1,000 or half of Dave's. As long as Dave has taken his, he gets half of Dave's. Well, half of Dave's is $1,200. Well, of course she's going to do that. She gets $1,000 of her own benefit and a $200 top up. That's done automatically by the Social Security Administration. Don't have to ask for it. Done automatically. Second one is divorce spouse benefits. Many benefits here are left by the wayside. So remember those four stipulations? Marriage had to last at least 10 years or longer continuously. You, the one taking the benefit, is currently unmarried. The X is at least 62. Divorce was 2 years or longer. Why is this important so a divorced person could use in the eyes of Social Security that you're still married? Many, many more options. Now, not always do the options help you, but there are a bunch more options. Good to have options with Social Security. My wife says no one gets out of here alive. How true is that? Maybe spiritually, but not physically. In this hypothetical illustration, Dave's benefits $2,000, Amy's is $1,200. Who normally dies first? Yep, you're right, the guy, 75% of the time. Not fair? That's the way it works. Dave kicks the bucket. Amy has an option. She can keep her $1,200 and can jump up to Dave. She can't get them both. So they were getting $3,200, but what happens is Amy should request to jump up to Dave's benefit. That gives her an extra $800. $800, $9,600, in her pocket if she does that. She has to request it though. She doesn't request it, she doesn't get it. And there are different things too at the age of 60 where you can take a widow's benefit and let yours grow and grow and grow and grow. And even though you took the widow's benefit early, your benefit after full retirement age is in full. You can actually take your benefit and let the widow's benefit grow up to the age of full retirement age. I mean, there's different things you can do with file and suspend that's still available with the widow's and survivor's benefit. Something you have to ask for. You don't get it automatically. If you don't ask, you don't receive. In coordinating spousal benefits, file and suspend was done away with 6 years ago, but restricted application is still around if you were born January 2nd of 1954 or before. If you weren't born January 2nd of 1954 or before, you cannot do this. So it isn't going to be a lot of people. But here's just the thing. Dave's, in simple terms, I don't want to get complicated on this. Dave's primary insurance amount, that's the amount at full retirement age, is 2,400. Amy's is 1,000. Amy has to take hers, so she gets some money coming in the family. Dave wants to wait on his. That's great. So it grows 8%. That's what most people will do, which is still a very good option. But if you restrict, if you're born after just the person taking it, January 2nd of 1954, if you're born before that, so you're older than 68 years and 2 months, what happens is that you can go in and take a spousal benefit from Amy, $500. It's free money. No, I mean no one does it. Less than 1% of all people that this would help do it because they don't even know it's available. No one talks about it. That $500 free money, 6,000 a year, pretty big deal. And you can go out now for 6 years and about 10 months to get that money if you can file and suspend. So restrict the application. So not many people can use it now, but it's a pretty cool option if the shoe fits. What can Social Security do and can't do? You know what they can't do? They can't give you advice. You know what we can do? We can give advice. They can give your highest benefit right now. That's all they can do. This comes right from the program operational manual. Number D, provide enough information so that claimants can make informed choices, but do not give advice. That just opens up so much for the advisor. I'm telling you right now, if you don't know Social Security and you're working with that pre-retired or just retired marketplace, that rollover marketplace, and that's where the money's at. I mean, I tell you that I work at that day in and day out. Absolutely, Social Security could be something that you need to learn, and we can do that. It's not a standalone income stream. I always say it's the worst water cooler talk there is. Hey, Dave, I took it 62. You should too. Hey, Dave, I took it 70, and you should too. That's like saying, hey, Dave, I love the color violet, and you do too. You should too. There's so many things. I mean, there's Social Security. First of all, it's not a standalone income stream. It's how it goes to the other four income streams, which is called, I call it the pillar of income. It's the most flexible of all income streams, claiming at your right time, not a right time or the right time. Survivor benefits certainly changes of when the break even is, or not break even, but when the kind of break even at what age you have to be to take early and late. Here's the 5 pillars of income. I do this as a worksheet. Number 3 is the moneymaker for us. Number 1 is wages, 2 pensions, 3 income producing assets like 401k, IRAs, brokerage accounts, real estate, RMDs at 72 on traditional retirement plans, how Social Security fits into those other 4. I uncover all those assets in number 3, and that's where I start working. And I do lots of partial types of investments with fixed index annuities and investments. When to claim? A lot of questions. There's just a lot to consider. When to claim for your Social Security. Remember I said seminar marketing, $2,750. We guarantee 35 registrants. Our folks have been getting more than that, but 35 registrants, yeah, pretty cool. We coach you up with Social Security with that with no charge. Retirement Boss Radio, that's your own radio host. Normally costs you all in. It's recorded. $3,000 to $4,000 a month, but you are on the radio. Thousands of people listening to you. We have an inbound call center that takes all your calls. It's all part of the package. It's turnkey. You can coach up on Social Security there, or just say, I don't need to get in front of more people. I just want to learn Social Security. Yep. You know what happens is, then we just do it. $800, and all 3 of those, you can use me. From there on out, you can use me. Anytime you got a question on Social Security or anything to do with financials, I can certainly kind of be that mentor for you to help you with those answers. There's an old saying. It says, procrastination is my sin. It brings me constant sorrow. I really shouldn't practice it. Perhaps I'll stop. Tomorrow never comes. You know why? Because you're procrastinating. I've never heard anybody in my business say to me, Dave, you know what? You cannot believe the money I've made from procrastinating. I've gotten rich from procrastinating. People who take action are the people who normally find most success. If you saw something today that you think could help you, you can mark yes or no. But if you mark yes, Brady Pelzer will give you a call, get you on my calendar, on your calendar, and we'll talk. We'll just talk and see what you're marketing. If Social Security might be something finally that you can learn. I tell you what, I go through this pretty quickly in the webinar, but one-on-one we go much slower. We role play. You get attachments. There's a book to read, which I call it the Bible of Social Security. It's a great, easy to read book. I read it every year. Every January, I reread that book and learn something new. So, Steve, I'm going to open up. I actually have a couple. I have like 3 minutes here that I can answer any real quick questions, and then you can take it from there. And we'll wait for. Hopefully, a lot of people will mark yes, and I can talk with them.
Perfect. Yeah, people are marking the poll as we speak, which is great. As I mentioned at the outset, just don't worry about putting a no if you want to. If you want to speak with Dave, put a yes. I always say that you always gain some benefit from a conversation with Dave. He's been coaching our top producers now for, how long has it been, Dave? 16, 17 years?
Yeah, 15, 16 years. Yep, you bet.
Yep. So he knows the business, he knows our producers, he knows what's been successful and what's not been successful for our producers. So you'll benefit from a few minutes with Dave if you have some questions just about your business or about Social Security claiming. Dave, you mentioned radio, and so would you give the folks your the website for Retirement Boss Radio? I have a couple people that would like to listen to your show. You've got
Yeah,
podcasts hanging there, right?
yeah, you bet. Yeah, they're
Yep.
updated. Yes, www.retirementbossradio.com. www.retirementbossradio.com. And that's our website. That Retirement Boss Radio, Take Charge of Your Money, that is a copy, trademarked slogan. And so we have the rights to that, and we're opening up that through, different places throughout the United States. But if you ever thought about radio, I tell you what, you start talking about Social Security and radio, and people, I mean, they start ringing the bell. They start calling on in, wanting appointments. So that might be a good in for you right there.
Yeah, I know you've had really good success with that. So early on, I had mentioned Social Security seminars as a way to get in front of people, and then I got a question which I didn't see, and so it may have gotten answered, probably did get answered throughout. But the question that came is Social Security seminars cost. So if you could answer that question for Thomas, I would sure appreciate that. And I know we've had some changes there, so it's good to mention it to everybody.
Yeah, $2,700.50, and we're still offering a guarantee. 35 guaranteed people to sign up, or we start paying you back. You don't pay for those that don't sign up. And so what happens is it is really just a kind of a great way to get in front of people. It's a great way to go on in it truly and to kind of show your wares. I tell you, I just don't see how people, if you're competing against Dave Pimper, and I'm not sort of bragging, I'm not pounding my chest. I'm just saying, if you don't know Social Security and you're working with someone who's 65 years of age and just retired, and I do, I'm going to win that sale. Unless they're already taking Social Security, I'm going to win that sale because I'm going to impress them of what I know. You need to impress them of what you know. I can help you to impress those prospects on Social Security because I coach Social Security claiming, and I have for years and years. For the 11 years I've done it, I basically went right in and started coaching. So I'd love to coach you. If you mark yes, we can talk about that.
Dave, I know you have to run. Just one quick question regarding just the Social Security coaching. What do you charge for Social Security coaching, and how many sessions is it?
Yeah, so if it's just a la carte, it's 4 sessions. The cost of that is $800. You get coached up, and you can answer. You can call me at any time, then and later on. Plus, you get free software. If you do the Social Security with seminar marketing and or with radio host marketing, what happens is Stephen, and I know that your clients appreciate that, your advisors and your agents, because you pay me to coach. So you stipend me to coach them up on 3 sessions. So you're going to get coached up any of the 3 ways. We make it easy for people to learn Social Security claiming.
Absolutely. Well, David, I know you have to run. There's a couple more questions that I'm easily can answer here. I know you need to get off. Is there anything you want to say to the group before you get off and head into Omaha for your appointment?
No, you know what? Don't let this overwhelm you. Steve, we talked about it a couple times. I waited a couple years to really do this because it just looked so complicated. But I had no one helping me. I had no one holding my hand, giving me the blueprints of Social Security claiming. Having a coach makes it so much easier. Little work on your part, little reading, but makes it so much easier. So I'm looking forward to talking to a lot of folks that mark yes here on this poll.
Thank you,
And
Dave.
I will say this too: if you mark yes when Brady calls you, take the call. Because he's busy, you're busy. We're not trying to take a lot of time. It'll take about 2 minutes, but certainly if you mark yes, take Brady Pelzer's call when he calls you today.
Thanks, Dave. Good luck on your
Okay, thank
appointment.
you, Steve. Thank you.
Yep. So there are 2 or 3 follow-up questions to Social Security seminars that had come in, and I know Dave covered some of that, but I want to give you a little bit of background just because I think there's a great opportunity now that didn't exist 3, 5, 7 months ago. Because of the pandemic, we're seeing many areas now, and you know your area better than ours, but even areas out on the West Coast are opening up now and giving our producers the opportunity to have seminars in a maskless environment very shortly, and libraries are opening back up, which is where we like to do these. So when the pandemic hit, and this goes back to March 2020, or when it got to the point where things started to close down, we canceled 17 producer seminars. And so I guess what I'm saying is that there's a lot of opportunity. It's an area where that a lot of producers, some of which are on today, saw great success in meeting new clients. It is a very simple entry level to doing seminars. So if you've never done seminars in the past and you think, I want to try and maybe get into seminars as a way to grow my clientele, Social Security seminar is a great way to do it because it's very professorial. You're talking about a very kind of limited subject matter. And usually when you start that seminar, you want to start off and say, it's unfortunate, but most of the questions I get at my seminars really are regarding personal situations. So I would rather handle those on a one-on-one. You can have a chance to speak with me on a one-on-one basis after this webinar or after the seminar here today. So if you have some questions, just hold them and we'll be glad to cover them for you. So it gives you the opportunity to kind of get your information out. There's information, the seminars are all done for you, everything that you need, all the information and the before paperwork, the after paperwork, the getting your people registered to attend. We do ask that you make your own follow-up calls and your own follow-up emails to make sure that as many of the people that register attend as possible. But you're going to get in front of 20 to 25 people pretty easily, and you're going to be talking to them about their retirement income in the form of Social Security. And many of you that have done Social Security seminars know that's a great way to meet people. So if you wanted to do that, have some time with Dave, either just regarding Social Security, maybe regarding Social Security seminars, I would definitely hit yes on that and figure on spending 5 or 7 or 10 minutes with Dave. You're going to get some great information either way, but it'll be a great thing to explore because there's no doubt that as things open up right now, there's a kind of a pent up desire from a lot of folks to get information. And the way they've been getting it lately is either one-on-one, or Dave would tell you that his radio has been a great way to meet people because they haven't been able to meet producers in the seminar type setting regarding Social Security. Whether you know it or not, that was a very popular seminar subject matter, very way to that a lot of agents, but a lot of clients that pretty much came to a dead stop for a period and really is kind of slow rolling up to a jump start here over the next month or so. So if that's of interest to you, hit yes on that poll. And let's get you the information you need. And you may get the information, you may take a look at the seminar or the software or what you have to do to learn about Social Security and say, you know what, not for me. But at least give yourself the chance to explore it and see if the opportunity is there. As Dave, he said, $2,700.50. It's actually $2,750 for a guarantee of 35 registrants. If you do your follow-up well, you'll probably have somewhere between 20 and 30 attendees over 2 nights, and you'll be in a library in an hour and a half's time. You'll have done the seminar, got set up for the seminar, done the seminar, and done the ending to the seminar, gotten back good opportunities to talk with probably somewhere between 10 and 15 prospects about their retirement income, and you'll have all the tools that you need to do that. Plus you'll have Dave to assist you every step of the way. So Dave and his team, he's got 2 or 3 people that are kind of dedicated in his office to helping his coaching clients. So we're glad to pay for that Social Security training. We think it's a great way to help your current clients. We think it's a great way to meet new clients. We think it's a great service that we provide here at IAM. So take advantage of that. Thank you all for voting. We have almost everyone has voted, and I know that there are a couple that are unable to vote. For those of you that were unable to vote, please, if you would, just give us a call here at the office. That's 800-255-5055. And ask for your sales director. Just tell them you're interested in training on Social Security claiming, training on Social Security claiming seminars, or training on Retirement Boss Radio, and they'll get you in touch with Dave on that subject. Question. Yes. So I have a question. Can we get this PowerPoint? The absolute answer to that is yes. After this event, you're getting an opportunity to get a recording of this webinar, and you can watch it at your convenience if you want to, or scroll up to the areas of particular interest that you might have, which is a good time to mention as well that almost all of our webinars are hung out on our YouTube channel. So if you go to our website and go to YouTube, you'll see all of our webinars out there. A lot of great information there for you. There are some people that have questions, for instance, about Retirement Boss Radio in general, that hopefully we've got some of those answered for you. But if you wanted an in-depth view of that, you could go to imzinc.com, go to our YouTube channel, and look up Retirement Boss Radio, and you can get a 25-30 minute recitation on how that works. Most people kind of get frightened by radio. I think it's beyond them. Let me just say that it's not beyond anyone on with us today. If you're interested in growing your business, that's a great way to do it. Probably better right now and into the coming months than any time before, because like I said, there's still a lot of folks that have need for information that are not getting it other ways. So I know we've gone just a little bit over, done my best to answer questions. I'm going to just look and see if there are any others. I know there are a couple of very specific questions about Social Security. I am hopeful that you have set an appointment to talk with Dave. He would love to talk about a specific Social Security situation and what the answer to your question is regarding benefits and claiming, and he would even run you, if need be for one of your clients, he would even run you a report. So great webinar today. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate every opportunity to be in front of you and to assist you, whether it's getting in front of more clients or assisting current clients. That's what we're about here at IAMS, is being of value to our producers in the field. Thank you for joining us. Have a great finish to your week. Today, I think, is the beginning of Mardi Gras, Fat Tuesday. Hopefully you've all got some beads handy. So I appreciate you joining us today. Give us a call here at 800-255-5055 if we can help you in any way. And as always, thanks for your business with IAMS. You're appreciated here at IAMS at every step of the way. Thank you.